Hello, friends. I hope the night is treating you well. Welcome to another fantasy sleep story. My name is Sage, a storyteller who believes in the magic of personal empowerment. I'll be your guide tonight, and I'm honored that you've joined me for this adventure. I'm particularly excited about our story this evening. It is inspired by the Lord of the Rings lore, something we all know and love dearly, and one of my personal favorites. You join a hobbit, Alder, on a tale woven from starlight and warmth, a story of discovery, courage, and deep, empowering rest. This is not just a bedtime story. This is a guided journey for your imagination and subconscious. A tapestry of high fantasy created to gently lull your body to sleep while lifting your spirit with every breath. As you listen to this story, your breathing will deepen. Your muscles will relax, and your busy mind will begin to soften and slow. Each chapter is crafted with soothing imagery and calming rhythms, wrapping your senses in comfort while planting gentle seeds of confidence within your heart. These affirmations, spoken by you and the characters, are designed to root deeply in your subconscious, building belief in your strength, your worth, and your ability to overcome any challenge. So, take a deep breath. Let it out slowly. Settle under your blanket like a warm spell of protection. Close your eyes gently if you haven't already. Let your mind open like a gate onto the road ahead. Let's begin. Chapter 1: The Whispering Map. You live in a cozy, grass-roofed cottage nestled in the rolling emerald hills of Thimblewade. You've always known yourself to be quiet but thoughtful, more inclined to dream than to do. Tonight, that changes. Your friend, Alder, a hobbit with a mop of curly auburn hair and wise, hazel eyes, arrives at your door just before twilight. He's shorter than you and always smells faintly of cinnamon and lavender. Alder is brave in ways you've always admired. He sees danger and greets it with wit and a pocket full of breadcrumbs. You find this even more impressive, considering most hobbits wouldn't dare flirt with danger. But Alder is always ready. In his hand is a parchment. It whispers, not just in rustling, but in language. A map, alive with moving ink and shifting paths. On it, an X glows faintly in the farthest eastern corner, over the mountains of Murkmire and through the glade of Murmurs. It marks the location of the elixir of blinding, a legendary potion said to dissolve all self-doubt and fear. The elixir does not blind your eyes, but the illusions of insecurity that fog them. Alder looks at you. I can't do this alone, and you, my friend, you are stronger than you believe. You pause, then say aloud, I am stronger than I believe. I trust the path ahead. And with that, the journey begins. The evening air is cool and fragrant with honeysuckle. The hills shimmer with twilight dew as you and Alder descend the winding path away from your home. A silver crescent moon rises above the far trees, casting a gentle glow over your path. Alder hums an old traveling tune as the two of you walk. You carry a satchel with simple supplies, dried fruit, a blanket, a journal, and a tiny crystal given to you by a local wise woman who once said, you won't know its use until it matters most. As the stars bloom in the night sky, the map begins to glow more brightly, illuminating your way to the ancient Whisper Gate, the first landmark on your journey. The Whisper Gate is a crumbling stone arch hidden in a grove of willow trees. As you approach, it begins to hum softly. Alder places his hand on the stone, and you do the same. A whisper echoes through your mind. Name your fear. Alder speaks aloud. Being forgotten. You take a breath and say, I fear not being enough, but I am enough. I always have been. The gate glows, then fades. The way is open. Your eyes meet Alder's eyes, and you step through the arch into the unknown. And you say to yourself, with every step, my courage grows. Chapter 2. The Glade of Murmurs. You step into a forest unlike any other. The trees are tall and narrow, their bark shimmering with hues of deep blue and soft green, as if moonlight had soaked into the wood. Every breeze carries a whisper, not of wind, but of voices. The Glade of Murmurs is alive with the thoughts of all who have passed through it. The ground beneath your feet is soft with moss, and the air is warm with the scent of jasmine and old secrets. Every step seems to awaken more voices, laughter, sorrow, doubt, hope. Alder walks beside you, unusually quiet. He turns to you. This place listens and speaks. You'll hear echoes of yourself here, some true, some twisted. Trust only what strengthens you. The first murmur floats to you like a drifting feather. You'll never be brave enough. For a moment, your steps falter. But you steady yourself, place a hand over your heart, and say, I am braver than I feel. I choose to keep going. The whisper fades like mist in morning sun. The deeper you walk, the more the murmurs come. Shadows of your inner voice, twisted by fear. You're not special enough. You'll fail and be forgotten. But you begin to answer them, each one with calm certainty. I am worthy of adventure. I have something unique to offer. My presence matters. The glade begins to glow faintly with golden light. The trees, once hunched and quiet, begin to lift their branches high. The voices quiet into a hum, no longer accusing, but encouraging. Alder looks at you, impressed. Few walk through here without turning back. Then you spot her, your first creature companion on this path. A will-o-wisp, small and glowing like a candle flame, dances through the trees. She pauses before you and flickers curiously. Her name is Neva, Alder explains. If she chooses to follow, she'll guide us through the forest of fogs. You kneel, smile, and say softly, I welcome allies. I walk in openness and trust. Neva flutters in agreement, then hovers beside you, casting a warm light across the path. As you leave the glade, you hear one final murmur. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. Yes, you whisper back. Yes, I am. Chapter 3. The Forest of Fogs. The fog greets you like a slow-moving sea, thick and silver gray. It curls around your ankles, rises to your knees, and soon you can barely see Alder's outline just a few paces ahead. Stay close, he says quietly, or you'll walk in circles. Neva glows more brightly, her flame-like body illuminating the swirling haze around you. The trees are strange here, tall, thin, and seemingly endless. Their trunks are smooth as bone, their leaves a pale lilac that tremble without wind. Each step feels hesitant. The path disappears beneath the fog, and shadows flit at the edges of your vision. You begin to feel doubt creep in. What if this was a mistake? What if the map was wrong? But Alder stops and turns to you. Do you hear it? He asks. You pause. At first, you hear nothing. Then, faintly, a song. A melody low and haunting, echoing through the mist like the memory of a lullaby. That's the Waykeeper, Alder says. She guides those who ask, but not with words. The music intensifies. It doesn't tell you where to go, but how to feel. You breathe in slowly, then speak aloud. I trust the silence. I trust myself. With that, you let go of the need to see clearly. You walk by instinct, guided not by sight, but by inner knowing. Step by step, the melody grows sweeter. The fog parts just enough for each careful footfall. Neva weaves ahead like a thread of light through fabric. Then, from the mist, a creature emerges. A fox, but not an ordinary fox. She has 6 silver tails and eyes like lanterns. She sits in your path, watching. She's a mirror fox, Alder whispers. She shows what we hide from ourselves. The fox rises and walks toward you. In her eyes, you see something strange. Your own reflection. Not as you are, but as you doubt yourself to be. Small, afraid, uncertain. But then you look again, deeper, and you see the truth. Your kindness, your courage, your strength waiting behind the veil. You step forward and say, I see myself clearly. I choose to believe in who I am. The fox nods and vanishes into the mist. The fog begins to thin. When you emerge from the forest, the stars are just beginning to fade into dawn. Alder pats your shoulder. You did well, he says simply. You listened. Ahead lies the next challenge, the bridge of echoes. But for now, you breathe in the cool morning air and let the fog behind you dissolve with your doubts. I move forward with clarity. I believe in my journey. Chapter 4: The Bridge of Echoes. The morning sun is soft as honey, spreading golden warmth over the dewy earth. You and Alder walk in silence for a time, your feet crunching gently over silver-dappled grass. Neva drifts above you like a sleepy ember, her glow muted in the daylight. Soon you reach a wide ravine, its walls steep, its depths hidden in shadow. Spanning it is a bridge made not of stone or wood, but of sound. Suspended in midair, it shimmers like a ribbon of music frozen in time, each plank humming with a different tone. This, Alder says reverently, is the bridge of echoes. It only carries truth. You look at the span ahead. It's beautiful and daunting. There are no railings, and the drop below seems endless. How does it work? You ask quietly. Alder steps onto the first plank. It rings out like a clear bell. You speak as you step. Only what is true in your heart will hold your weight. You nod slowly, heart fluttering. Then you step forward beside him. The first note you speak rises from your lips like a warm breath. I am seeking the elixir not to change who I am, but to remember who I've always been. The plank solidifies beneath your foot. One step. Another breath. I have doubted myself, but doubt is not the truth. Another secure step. The bridge sings beneath you, each note echoing your voice back, not as mimicry, but as harmony. Neva weaves ahead, dancing between invisible chords. Alder smiles, stepping with his own truths. I am small, but never insignificant. I bring laughter where there was fear. Then comes a deeper silence. A middle plank flickers beneath you, wavering, uncertain. You pause. This is harder. I sometimes feel unworthy of love. The note is soft, wavering like a harp string in wind. But I am loved. I am lovable, even in my doubts. The plank glows gold. It steadies. You step forward. The final stretch of the bridge lay ahead. Sunlight sparkling on the cords like morning dew. With each step, your voice grows stronger. Not louder, steadier. I am learning. I am growing. I am enough. With one last breath, you and Alder step onto the far side together. The bridge behind you fades gently into mist and melody. You glance back, not in fear, in awe. That was, you begin. Honest, Alder says, his eyes warm. Neva flickers with delight and spins in a joyful spiral. Ahead, the land slopes downward into a valley ringed with ancient stones. A hush falls, as if the world itself is listening. Alder glances toward the horizon, where the mountains of Murkmire rise like ancient guardians. We're close, he says, and somehow you know you are ready. My truth is my strength. I walk in honesty and light. Chapter 5. The Oracle Owl. The sun rises gently over the hills as you and Alder approach the circle of white stones. In the center, perched upon a pedestal of gnarled root and crystal, is the Oracle Owl, a great bird with feathers like parchment and eyes like polished amber. She watches you without blinking. Time seems too still. Alder bows low. You do the same, and as you rise, the owl speaks. Not aloud, but within your mind. Her voice is smooth, ageless. You seek the elixir of blinding. Few are brave enough to ask for it. You nod and answer with clarity. I seek to dissolve the illusions that keep me from myself. The oracle regards you for a long moment. Then she extends one great wing and gestures to a basin of still water behind her. Then see what holds you captive. You approach and peer into the basin. The water ripples, then clears. You see yourself, standing still while the world moves on. You see the ways you've waited for permission, the fears that whispered, "Not yet." You see the moments when you looked away from your own strength. Tears rise, not out of sorrow, but out of recognition. The oracle speaks again. To change, you must first witness. What will you choose to carry forward? You breathe deeply and reply. I carry forward only what empowers and uplifts me. With that, the vision in the basin fades. The oracle nods once, then opens her beak. From it, she drops a single silver feather, glowing with soft inner light. Alder catches it reverently and passes it to you. This will unlock the path to the veil of reflection, he says. We're close now. The oracle lifts her wings and vanishes into the sky, leaving a shimmer in the air behind her. You tuck the feather into your satchel and place a hand over your heart as you say, I release old stories. I am the author of my life. The next chapter awaits just beyond the hill, where the vale begins and the final stretch of your journey winds through ancient roots and mirrored lakes. But for now, you rest beneath the watching sky, held by a quiet certainty that something within you has changed forever. I see myself clearly. I walk in truth. Chapter 6. The Veil of Reflection. The trail narrows as you and Alder descend into a hush of silver fog and soft birdsong. The veil unfolds like a dream, a quiet cradle between the hills, blanketed in moss and pools of perfectly still water. Even the wind seems to pause here. Neva hovers low, her glow dim but steady, as if honoring the stillness. This place shows us not who we think we are, Alder murmurs, but who we truly are. When no one is watching, when there's nothing left to prove. You walk together until you reach the largest pool, its surface smooth as polished glass. You kneel beside it. Your reflection stares back, familiar and yet not just your face. You see your essence, the thoughts you've tucked away, the hopes you barely dared to hold. You see the child you once were, still waiting for permission. You see your resilience, your softness, your longing to be understood. You reach out a hand and touch the water. It ripples, and memories rise. You see a moment when you stayed silent, though your heart begged to speak. Another when you turned from help, though you needed it most. But you also see when you tried again, when you reached out, when you dared to dream a little longer. The voice of the veil whispers, "You are not broken. You are becoming." Alder places a hand on your shoulder. "You see it too, don't you?" he says gently. "That there's nothing to fix, only more of yourself to welcome home." You nod, eyes still on your reflection. You speak. "I welcome every part of me. I honor my whole self." The water glows softly. The mist begins to rise and shift, revealing a stone stair carved into the hillside. Neva flickers with approval, then soars ahead. As you climb the steps together, Alder smiles. What we see here stays with us, not to burden us, but to remind us we're real. At the top of the steps lies a small clearing, where 3 crystal totems wait. Clarity, compassion, and courage. You choose one to carry with you. It fits perfectly in your palm. You say to yourself, "I carry what I need within me. I walk forward with grace." The veil quiets behind you, a secret kept, a gift accepted. Chapter 7. The Lantern Fox. The trail grows wilder now, the trees thicker and the light more dappled. It's neither day nor night, just a glowing in between. The path forks and twists, and Neva pauses at each turn, uncertain. Alder squints into the brush. We'll need guidance beyond light and memory now. We're nearing the Murkmire Mountains. This is where illusions like to play tricks. Suddenly, the forest brightens with a soft, golden flare. A figure stands ahead. A fox with fur like firelight, and a lantern hanging from her tail. Her eyes glow amber, wise and still. She's a lantern fox, Alder whispers, a guardian of hidden truths. The fox tilts her head at you. She doesn't speak, but you feel her question. Are you ready to see clearly, even if the truth startles you? You swallow, then nod as you say to yourself, I welcome truth, even when it challenges me. The lantern fox turns and begins to walk. The path she leads you on is strange and shifting. Trees bend differently behind you than before you. Stones rearrange. And now and then, you glimpse shadows of yourself walking ahead or behind. Versions that hesitated, turned back, or took a different road. Mirages, Alder murmurs. Choices we didn't make. Echoes of what-ifs. You watch them pass, not with regret, but with growing clarity. You are not them. You chose this. The fox stops at a ring of glowing mushrooms. Inside the circle lies a mirror, propped between roots. It hums with magic. You look into it and see your future self. Not perfect, but powerful. Calm, eyes full of knowing. They speak without moving their mouth, the voice rising deep from within you. Keep going. You are closer than you think. You reach out. Your hand passes through the mirror, but a warmth lingers in your palm. The reflection smiles, then fades. The lantern fox bows once, then vanishes into a shower of light. Alder exhales. Next comes the climb, the Murkmire Mountains. You turn to look back briefly. The glowing mushrooms, the forked paths, the shadows of other selves. Then you turn forward and say to yourself, I honor who I've been. I walk toward who I'm becoming. Chapter 8. The Stones That Remember. The valley ahead is bathed in the soft light of early morning, and the air hums with an ancient energy. The stones you approach are weathered and vast, tall, smooth pillars arranged in a circle like forgotten sentinels of time. Each one is etched with runes that glow faintly, as if the stones themselves are alive with memory. This is the circle of memory, Alder says, his voice barely above a whisper. These stones remember every person who has walked this path, every choice, every step. They mark the moments we are not aware of, yet they shape us. You step forward, your footfalls soft on the grass, the presence of the stones both comforting and imposing. As you approach the first stone, it hums faintly, an echo of your footsteps, followed by a voice, your voice. I can't do this. I don't have what it takes. A rush of emotion stirs in you, but instead of retreating from the stone, you step closer, your hand resting against the smooth surface. You breathe deeply and say to yourself, I have what it takes. I have always had what it takes. The stone pulses with light, the runes shifting in response. Alder steps up beside you, his hand touching the second stone. This one remembers my fear of leaving home, he murmurs. I thought the world was too big for me, too wild. I didn't think I could handle it. The second stone hums as Alder places his palm against it. His words, too, are absorbed by the stone, but this time they are met with a deeper resonance, a glow that fades as Alder smiles at you. Together, you move through the circle, placing your hands on each stone in turn. With each touch, memories and fears rise, but they are met with affirmations. I am not my past. I am my future. I am not my doubts. I am my strength. I am not the voice of fear. I am the echo of my truth. Each stone, once silent, hums with your new words. With each step, your confidence strengthens, grounding you more firmly in the truth of who you are. At the center of the circle stands the tallest stone, its surface glimmering as though it holds the stars themselves. You approach it slowly, hand outstretched. I am more than the sum of my fears and failures. I am made of light, and I am worthy of my own love. The stone vibrates with a sound unlike any other, a deep, resonant hum that fills the air around you. For a moment, you feel the weight of everything you've ever carried, the past, the doubts, the uncertainty, all of it dissolving, leaving only light and warmth in its place. You've done it, Alder says, his voice soft but proud. The stones have shared their wisdom with you. Now you carry it forward. As the last note fades, the stones begin to glow more brightly, casting a soft, ethereal light around you. You feel the weight of their memory in your bones, their knowledge weaving into your soul. You are different now, stronger, lighter, more certain of the path ahead. Neva flutters nearby, her glow dancing in the newfound light. You say to yourself, I am grounded in my strength. I am ready for what lies ahead. You and Alder together step out of the circle, leaving behind the ancient wisdom, but carrying it within you. The path ahead is clear, and yet you sense that the greatest challenge still awaits. Chapter 9: The Valley of Shadows. The path leads you into a darkened gorge, the sun almost entirely obscured by thick clouds that seem to cling to the jagged cliffs above. The air grows colder, heavier, and a sense of foreboding settles in your chest. We've entered the Valley of Shadows, Alder says, his voice betraying a rare hint of caution. This is the final trial. Here, we must confront what we've feared most, our shadows. You stop, feeling the weight of his words. The shadows in the gorge seem to move, stretching and twisting in strange, unnatural shapes. They flicker at the edges of your vision, not quite real, but undeniably present. You can almost hear them whispering your deepest insecurities, doubts that have always lingered just out of sight. This place does not hold back, Alder continues. It shows us what we would rather forget, what we don't want to face. But remember, you've already faced so much. You've grown. The first shadow moves toward you, a wisp of darkness that takes the shape of a past mistake. It grows larger, heavier, its edges sharp like a thorn. The voice that rises from it is yours, but filled with regret. I wasn't good enough. I let everyone down. But you don't flinch. Instead, you stand tall and breathe deeply. I am not defined by my past. I am defined by my growth, my courage, and my willingness to rise again. The shadow flickers, then fades, dissolving. You feel lighter. The next shadow approaches. This one takes the form of a fear you've held for years, the fear of failure. It grows tall, looming over you, its voice dark and relentless. You will fail. You will never succeed. You take a step forward, your heart steady, as you say, failure is not my enemy. It is simply a step toward success. I embrace failure as a part of my growth. I learn from it and continue moving forward. The shadow hesitates, then begins to shrink, its form unraveling into nothingness. With each shadow that fades, your confidence grows. Each step you take is stronger, more resolute. The final shadow appears, a dark, looming figure that seems to absorb all the light around it. It whispers the deepest fear you have. You are not worthy. You are not enough. For a moment, doubt claws at your mind, but you close your eyes, breathe deeply, and center yourself. I am worthy. I am enough, just as I am. I choose to believe in my own value. The shadow shudders, then crumbles into the earth, vanishing into dust. Alder steps beside you, placing a hand on your shoulder. You've done it. The shadows are gone. The gorge begins to lighten, the oppressive darkness lifting. The air clears, and for the first time since entering, you can see the sky again. Soft, pale blue stretching above the cliffs. You say to yourself, I am free from fear. I am strong in my truth. You and Alder share a quiet, knowing glance. The last challenge has been overcome. Ahead, the path winds up toward the final destination. The fabled waterfall where the elixir of blinding awaits. But even as you draw closer to your goal, you realize something important. It is not the elixir that will transform you. It is the journey itself, the courage and strength you've found along the way. You say to yourself, I am transformed, not by the elixir, but by my own journey. I am confident in who I am. Chapter 10. The Elixir of Blinding. You stand at the base of the waterfall, your heart pounding with anticipation. The roar of the water fills the air, a constant, rhythmic sound that matches the pulse in your veins. The mist rises around you in silken veils, and at the very top, the elixir of blinding rests in a crystal chalice. A potion glowing with an inner light, brighter than anything you've ever seen. Alder stands beside you, his gaze fixed on the shimmering liquid. "We've made it," he says, voice low and steady. "But the elixir, it is not what you think. It won't give you confidence. It will reveal the confidence that was already inside of you." The words settle into your chest like a gentle breath of understanding. You have already walked through the shadows of your doubts, faced the voices of your insecurities, and learned the strength within you. But now, here, at the very edge of your journey, is the moment of truth. The elixir glows with an almost magnetic pull, inviting you closer. Neva flutters down beside you, her glow steady and bright. The elixir will not change you, but it will illuminate what you've already discovered about yourself, Alder continues. It will show you the truth you've been building all along. You step forward, the mist parting around you as you move. The chalice is within reach, but as you draw closer, something shifts. An unexpected force swells in the air, a wave of energy that vibrates in your bones. The water begins to churn, and the world feels as though it is holding its breath. And then, just as you are about to reach for the chalice, a voice echoes from the depths of the waterfall, a voice dark and foreboding. It is not a voice of reason, but one that drips with bitterness. "Do you truly believe you are worthy of this power?" the voice croons. "You, who have failed before? Who doubted yourself every step of the way? What makes you think you are deserving of this gift?" For a moment, you freeze. The voice echoes your deepest fears, the thoughts you've held back, the times you've questioned your worth. It is a mirror of every doubt you've ever faced. But then, you remember. You remember the words of the stones, the whispers in the glade, the affirmations that you spoke aloud in the face of each shadow. The journey has already transformed you. You have already been empowered by every step, every challenge, every choice. You straighten, shoulders back, and speak clearly without hesitation. "I am worthy. I am deserving. I have earned this." The voice falters and fades, replaced by a soft, radiant hum. The sound of truth being honored. The water stills, and the elixir, now bathed in a brilliant light, is finally within your grasp. You take the chalice in your hands, feeling the cool crystal, the warmth of the glowing liquid. For a moment, you hesitate, but then, with a deep breath, you lift it to your lips and drink. The taste is unlike anything you've ever experienced, pure and vibrant, filled with the essence of the stars themselves. As it flows through you, warmth spreads through your chest, into your limbs, filling every corner of your being. You feel as though your very soul is being bathed in light. You close your eyes, feeling the shift. Subtle, but profound. It's not a magic that transforms you into someone else. It's a magic that reveals who you truly are, amplifying your confidence, your strength, and your boundless potential. The fog of self-doubt lifts, and you see clearly, not only the path ahead, but your own worthiness to walk it. When you open your eyes again, the world around you is bathed in light. Everything clearer, more vivid. The waterfall's roar is now a song of triumph, echoing through your entire being. Alder smiles at you, his hazel eyes shining with pride. "The elixir didn't change you," he says softly. "It simply revealed what you've always known deep inside. You are capable. You are enough. And you've always been worthy." You feel the truth of his words resonate deep within you. The elixir of blinding didn't erase the past or make you someone new. It allowed you to see yourself for who you truly are, whole, powerful, and unwavering. Neva dances in the air around you, her light shimmering like stardust. The journey has come to its end, but you know that this is not the end of your growth. The confidence, the strength, the wisdom you've gained, they will stay with you, always. Alder places a hand on your shoulder, his voice warm. "Are you ready to return? You've earned this moment, and now you carry the light within you." You nod, looking at the path that leads back toward home. You are no longer the person who stepped out of your door all those days ago. You are stronger, braver, and more confident than you've ever been. You say to yourself, "I am confident. I am whole. I am ready for whatever lies ahead." The journey has ended, but the transformation is only just beginning. As you lay back, allowing your body to relax into the comfort of your bed, let the journey of tonight's story sink deeper into your heart. Remember, like the elixir, the confidence you seek has always been within you. It is waiting to be revealed, nurtured, and embraced. Tonight and every night, you are enough. You are worthy. You are capable. Let these words echo in your mind as you drift into peaceful sleep, knowing that every challenge you face is simply another opportunity to discover your strength. Sleep well. You walk through this world with quiet power, wrapped in the light of your own truth. Good night.